It's just because it's bullshit. They sold out. They sold out everything that MAGA represented at one point, and everything that it was is no longer. It's just really sad.
It's absolutely hilarious watching these people realize they've been conned in real time. All right, if you haven't seen this clip, you have to watch this, because I am sitting here giggling watching one of Donald Trump's biggest supporters sit there calling him a loser because Trump accidentally or maybe purposefully admitted that he lost the 2020 election. Now, Nick Fuentes, who is a known neo-Nazi white supremacist, and I don't use those words lightly. I don't call people that unless they actually say stuff about women being burned at the stake or Jews, or I mean, everything this dude says is disgusting and his fans are despicable. This dude is known for never having felt the touch of a woman. But onto the story, because we have a lot to break down and not a lot of time. All that I ask is that you like the video below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This started with Donald Trump going on the Lex Fridman podcast and admitting that he lost by a whisker. He said that he lost the 2020 election, and he knows that he lost. He's known since day one. He made up the lies before the election even took place. He went on stage and declared victory the night of the election before the votes were counted, and then in the coming months, he doubled and tripled down on the lies, even after Ivanka Trump, even after Bill Barr. Mike Pence told him, dude, you gotta stop lying about election fraud, and now he's admitting it. He's saying he lost by a whisker. Just watch.
What do you think you'll do in the debate coming up in a few days?
So I've done a lot of debating. Only as a politician. I never debated. My first debate was the Rosie O'Donnell debate, right? The famous Rosie O'Donnell debate, the answer. But I've done well with debates. I mean, I became president. Then the second time, I got millions more votes than I got the first time. So I was told if I got 63 million, which is what I got the first time, you would win. You can't not win. And I got millions of more votes than that. And lost by a whisker, and look what happened to the world with all of the wars and all of the problems.
Do you think you'll...
He admitted it. He lost by a whisker, and Donald Trump did lose a few key swing states by a slim margin. So anybody telling you that Kamala Harris definitely has it in the bag is lying to you. And I just want to say, the reason why the 2020 election was uniquely historic in its turnout and why he got more than 63 and still lost is, number one, because of COVID. Everybody was locked into politics. But because, number two, the largest coalition in America is the coalition that hates Trump, the anti-Trump coalition, comprised of center-right people, centrist people, center-left people, far-left people. I mean, everybody on the political spectrum except the MAGA people hate Donald Trump. And that brings us to today, when Donald Trump's biggest supporter, Nick Fuentes, turned on Donald Trump. Now, if you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, you are lucky. I will explain more about him after this clip. Just know he is a huge supporter of Donald Trump. He definitely wants to deport all immigrants. He wants a white ethno-state. He is a Nazi. He's definitely a neo-Nazi. Take a look at this clip of him melting down. This is a must-watch clip.
He's admitting, he says, oh, I lost by a whisker. So what was the point? Like, what's the point of any of it? You lost in 2020? Seriously? I mean, what are we even doing anymore? Then you're a loser. Then you're a loser. You just lost. Then you lost to Joe Biden. You deserve to be charged. If he admits that he lost, then that actually vindicates the DOJ charge against him. Because the charge is that he knew he lost, but he lied to defraud the people. That's the DOJ's charge. So why did we do Stop the Steal? Why did anyone go to January 6th? Why is anyone sitting in jail? Why did anything bad happen to anybody? Why did everyone get censored? Why is everything bad that has happened to the people that are involved, why did that need to happen if you're just going to walk it all back and say, oh, I lost? Well, it would have been good to know that before 1,600 people got charged. It would have been good to know that before I had all my money frozen, put on a no-fly list, banned from everything, lost all banking and payment processing. Would have been good to know that.
It's absolutely hilarious watching these people realize they've been conned in real time. I mean, Nick Fuentes was at January 6th, and he People think that he flipped, but I looked up Nick Fuentes on the side because I wanted to show you guys a clip to illustrate who he is. And the first clip that popped up was just more disgusting than you can imagine. Let me just play the first few seconds.
Mating with white women is an obligation of white people. It's not something we're supposed to look forward to. It's an obligation. It is a solemn sacrifice and an obligation. And when you go to one of these weddings and like a rust,
the dude is literally just the youth of Hitler Club or whatever it was called. And now he is rescinding his support for Donald Trump because Trump doesn't actually think that the election was stolen. This is somebody who actually outflanks Trump from the right. So he wants to pull Trump to the right on immigration and on race and on politics like that. And this is the dude that had dinner with Kanye West and Donald Trump. Donald Trump sat down with an actual neo-Nazi because Kanye West brought him to Mar-a-Lago, but I definitely don't believe that they didn't at least vet Nick Fuentes. You have to vet somebody before you bring them to a place like that.
it's just because it's bullshit. They sold out. They sold out. Everything that MAGA represented at one point and everything that it was is no longer. It's just really sad. And the 2020 comment, it's like, wow, that's how pathetic it's gotten. He's admitting, he says, oh, I lost by a whisker.
And that's where the clip starts. But Nick Fuentes is a despicable human being. And it's funny that him and his group of young men are no longer going to vote for Trump because that further reinforces that the Gen Z youth vote will go for Vice President Kamala Harris. Just with some good news to top off this insane video, Kamala Harris has basically boosted voter registration in key swing states by a massive amount, especially among younger people. If you compare this week versus the exact same week in 2020, the increase in voter registrations were amazing. So we just have to keep fighting the good fight. This election is far from over. With 60 days, it is a coin flip. We got to get up to a 70 to 80% chance of Vice President Kamala Harris winning before we can sleep easy. But not only is Nick Fuentes melting down because Donald Trump lost the election, but he's also admitting that Trump deserves to go to jail if he admits that stuff. What Donald Trump was saying is actually incriminating in that clip because it supports Jack Smith's theory. It's not really a theory, that Donald Trump knew the election was stolen from day one, which of course he did. He was the one that planted the seeds, that laid the groundwork of a stolen election months before it happened. And one thing that is true is that Nick Fuentes is evil, but he's not necessarily dumb. He understands the dynamics at play. He understands what is happening with the DOJ, but he is definitely evil. I mean, everything this man says is just the antithesis of what America should stand for. America stands for freedom and diversity. He wants to strip freedom away and make it so we are a monolithic white country when his name is Nick Fuentes. Everything about this dude is completely contradictory, and I partially think he's putting on an act for views and for money. Either way, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Sunday, everybody. If you made it this far in the video, comment hi Adam, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.